our role as parents really is to allow kids to find their path with a little bit of guidance. So the way we saw it is we couldn't find her path for her. We'd have to let her find it, and yet we would guide her along the way. So, and this is something we learned with trial and error, I would say, because at the end of 10th, she was a confused mass of protoplasm. She didn't know what she wanted to do, and she was very sure she didn't want to go to medical school. And I think, I kept saying, I think you'd be the perfect doctor. You like to work, you're focused, you're caring, you're empathetic, you're made for medical school. Bad mistake. So I think the more I said it, the more she didn't want to go to med school. So I think as a parent, we go through our own learnings, and I learned that this is the word, and she would have to find her own path. So she decided economics, liberal arts, IB program, America. And we said, okay.
And so I took up the IB syllabus, which is supposedly geared towards an American college. But then after some exploration and introspection, I decided that medicine was the career for me, and I wanted to do it in India itself. And the IB program isn't very, it's not the best program to go to if you want to stay in India, because there's a clash with the board exams and the entrance exams.
Perhaps she's also heard at the dining table this whole discussion about how India needs its brightest and its best and its innovators and its thinkers to stay back, because there's so much that needs to be done here. And I think as a parent, we truly feel that yes, in America you'll have a good life, but you're a wheel in you're a cog in a well-oiled machine. Whereas in India, you have a chance to make a difference, and you can make a difference in that sphere around you. You can make a difference as a doctor, you can make a difference as an engineer, as an artist, as someone interested in environment, as in traffic management, in any space one chooses to. And I think we were delighted when she came around to this. But again, it's something I think as a child, for Alisha, she had to come around to it on her own.
I think the MBBS program, which my parents, both of them did, and they got a really good education here, and there's no reason to be leaving. And it's I've grown up here, and I want to stay here, I want to work here, and so doing my college here I don't see any reason not to.
This is where the guidance came in, because we said if you want to be a doctor and you want an option of working in India or Africa or Asia, then you really need to go through the medical school system here. You're not going to see dengue and malaria in America and then hope to come back to India and treat chikungunya. So this is where we guided a bit, saying if you want to go to med school, then we think the best for you would be India. And then comes in the parent role of actually, because I think for an 11th grader to figure out how to apply. So we started doing a lot of research on it, and I think that's when Inventure stepped in. And I know, Alisha is going to be Inventure's first medical doctor, but I think the flexibility they gave, because the situation we were in, she was doing IB, which didn't have all the 3 sciences and didn't prepare you for Indian medical entrances, and so she had the option to come back into the Inventure system, take the A levels, do them early. She finished them off in November, and then study the NCRT and the CBSE books for the Indian medical entrance.
Well, since I moved back a little late, I missed quite a lot of the classes, and I was going to take my board exams early. So I'd like to thank my teachers, because they gave me so many extra classes during the summer and during their free classes, and I'd go and bug them with doubts, and they'd give me papers to solve and correct them. So I would not have been able to do it without them.
Now I know everyone thinks that medical entrances you've got to be one muggy puggy, studying, but I beg to differ, because I think even in her 12th grade, she went to Vivum, she did tennis tournaments from Inventure, she did a big dance performance in February, and this was the Inventure kind of, yes, study, and focus on that, but be well-rounded and balanced. And so we are delighted that at the end of 12th, she managed to keep up tennis, her Bharatanatyam dance, and get into the top medical schools in this country. And I think the role of a parent, I've realized after 10th to 12th, is to accept that one's child is going to be very confused at the end of 10th. It's not an easy, yes, I'm going to do this and I know what I'm going to do, but to expose them to multiple things, to not decide for them, but allow them to, come to that conclusion on their own. And when they do, to help guide them in how they can get there.
They used reverse psychology with me, so when I study too much, they'd be like, take a break, and that would push me to study even more. And when I felt like I was going through a burnout, they'd take me out for movies and ice cream, and so they really helped me stay sane, and I think that they also made me sleep 10 hours every day, every night, and I think I'd wake up like re-energized, and the concepts would go into my head faster, so I would I owe a lot to them.
And I think she's choosing again, and this is where Inventure plays a role. They've taught her grow, explore. So she's choosing to go to JIPMER in Pondicherry, not take the easy option of staying home and going to Bangalore Medical College, of really breaking out of her comfort zone to do something in her next phase of life. And I think that Inventure has given her that confidence to be able to do that.
Of course, I'd love to give all my credit to Inventure. It's a second home to me, actually. I've been here since 7th standard, and they've been supportive throughout the way. Initially, I hadn't chosen my career path, and once I did, they helped me achieve my goals, and they actually helped with my self-confidence and self-belief, and in setting my goals high as well.
The beautiful thing about Inventure is that they truly view parents as partners. So, as a parent, I would say when our son was playing tennis and he had a lot of challenges in terms of balancing academics and tennis, I was able to talk to the Inventure teachers and the principal and the management and structure something that worked for him. In terms of our experience with Alisha, when she was like, I don't think there's any school that would take a kid towards the end of 11th grade and allow them to structure their subjects and their study time in a way that they can then pursue their dreams. And Inventure very much did that. The teachers spent extra time with her. She had missed classes. She had missed the practicals because she came back in the middle of 11th. So I think working with a parent and a kid to understand what they need. Now I know obviously a school cannot customize everything and continuously customize it, but I think just that little bit of flexibility that one needs sometimes if kids either want to do something different or have different needs, and I have found Inventure very open to that.
A lot of people take things for granted, the things like really nice uniform, the caring atmosphere, the amazing sports field, and the activities that you can take part in and the opportunities you have. And we really shouldn't. We should be grateful for what we have, because it's one of the best schools that you could go to, and I was really happy there. I hope you are too.